Greg Kahn, he is the CEO of GK Digital Ventures and co-founder of AI Trailblazers, was among one of those featured speakers, and he is joining me now. Good morning.
Good morning, Trinity.
It's great to have you on the show. Now, can you just start by giving our viewers a little bit of more insight of what the summit was and what your biggest takeaways were from it?
Yeah, Trinity. So this was the seventh summit that we've conducted this year, two in New York City. And it's really been a culmination of an acceleration of AI across a number of different industries. But we really were focused on growth opportunities in this summit. Several of our other summits earlier had focused on efficiency and creativity. This is the period of time where boards and organizations are being pushed to figure out where the growth and where the revenue opportunities lie within implementing AI tools and systems.
And you know, AI is at the forefront of conversations, especially here on Wall Street, but I'd be interested to know your take in what ways companies are really utilizing this technology in their workflows.
Yeah, Trinity, first let me start by saying that we all know that AI is expected to contribute $20 trillion to the global economy by 2030. That's approximately 3.5% of GDP. So every board and every company is being really encouraged strongly to implement it among their workflows. Where we're seeing real opportunities, and I'll give an example with the financial sector, is it's being used for financial compliance, for personalization at scale, using app data and banking information to deliver personalized messaging, and also for customer acquisition, so to predict and to respond to customer needs in real time. So both from the compliance standpoint as well as from the growth of acquiring new customers is where we're seeing opportunities. This particular summit that we held focused also heavily on the marketing and media industries. Those are two industries that were early adopters to the space, but perhaps have the most to gain or lose from implementing AI technology.
You know, Greg, you bring up a lot of good points on how AI is beneficial when it comes to the implementation into business strategies across the board. However, I do want to talk about some of the risks and challenges that might be associated with the implementation of this technology, especially when it comes to cybersecurity, and how you think businesses should mitigate through this risk.
Well, I mean, cybersecurity is an issue even before AI implementation came into the fold. It's something that boards and company leaders are taking very, very seriously. And we all need to future-proof our internal systems by forging partnerships, continued partnerships with the technology behemoths of which are really at the forefront of cyber security. And you know, in terms of one of the biggest risk areas, Trinity, that we're seeing is that employees are fearful of telling their senior managements that they're using AI. They're fearful for their jobs. And so what that means is that they're using their personal devices to use AI tools and systems. And as we know, that opens up companies to risk. So if they're ingesting internal data or providing internal data to some of the LLMs, there's enormous risk as it relates to cyber. So what does that mean? It means companies really need to engage their employee base and, number one, make them aware that it is okay to test out new tools within certain guardrails, set some rules and regulations internally. But B, to provide a culture of testing and learning, because as we know, as we saw with the advent of the mobile phone, and particularly around COVID, when everybody started to use their personal device as their work device, the cat is out of the bag already. And so companies need to embrace the fact that their employees are going to be using AI, particularly the younger employees, but really we're seeing it across all demographic segments, and to create the proper rules and regulations internally to make sure that they're using it properly.
And I understand that your firm aims to drive growth for Fortune 500 companies and brands. Can you tell our viewers a little bit more about how you're going about accomplishing this?
Yeah, sure. You know, there are many ways in which companies can think about growth. One is developing new products or services using AI to help them figure out what particular product they should be developing, what new markets they should be entering, and for their customer base, whether it's B2B or B2C, whether they should be developing a new strategy for the existing customer base to try to increase the size of their basket, as it were, or whether they should be, really kind of enhancing their current strategies, their current customer base. So Thinking about growth is a very different mindset than where CFOs are really been focused on, which is about the efficiency and the cost savings. And it requires cooperation among the entire senior management team, from the chief strategy officer to the chief operations officer to the chief marketing officer, and of course, the chief technology officer, to really understand where the growth potential is for certain industries.
Now, Greg, we have about 45 seconds left here. Your firm also works with startups. So which types of emerging tech companies are you working with right now? But what are you looking for when it comes to startups in the first place?
Yeah, I'm an active angel investor and advisor to quite a few startups. I had previously started the Internet of Things consortium around connected devices. So, what I look for, of course, I look for strong leaders and folks that have a track record of success, but I also look for unique solutions within specific industries, whether that industry is defense, whether the industry is in digital luxury and jewelry, whether it's in blockchain. I look for areas where there are problems that can be solved via technology, and that's where I place my bets. I think the big opportunities are in endemic areas and specific industry verticals rather than looking horizontally, where the bigger companies that exist today don't have enough data and enough coverage, enough experience in those particular segments. And a smaller, nimble company can grow very, very quickly and amass significant opportunity in the marketplace.
Greg Kahn, CEO of GK Digital Ventures and co-founder of AI Trailblazers. Thank you for joining us.